runner receives devastating diagnosis and now fights for his life. Imagine being on the brink of your dreams, only to have them snatched away by a sudden, life-threatening illness. This is the story of John, a young athlete whose promising future was derailed by a devastating diagnosis. In a world where strength is often measured by physical prowess, John's journey redefines what it means to be strong. As he battles his illness with the support of his loved ones, John discovers that true resilience comes from within and that the greatest victories are often those we never see coming. How does a young man, once poised for greatness on the track, find the courage to face the toughest race of his life? And what does it take to emerge from the shadows stronger than ever? Stay with us as we delve into John's remarkable journey, a tale of determination, unwavering support, and the power of hope. This is a story that will challenge your beliefs, tug at your heartstrings, and ultimately leave you inspired. John stood at the starting line, his heart pounding with excitement. The stadium was filled with spectators, all eyes on the track. As a young athlete with a promising future, this was his moment. He took a deep breath, feeling the surge of adrenaline course through his veins. The whistle blew, and John launched himself forward, his legs pumping with power and precision. Running had always been John's passion. From a young age, he had shown exceptional talent and dedication. His coaches were amazed by his natural ability and unwavering determination. Every morning, he woke up before dawn to train, pushing his limits and striving for excellence. He dreamed of one day competing on the world stage, representing his country and achieving greatness. In school, John was known not just for his athletic prowess, but also for his discipline and focus. He balanced his studies with his training, maintaining top grades and earning the respect of his teachers and peers. His family was incredibly proud, cheering him on at every race and supporting his dreams wholeheartedly. John's hard work paid off when he qualified for the national championships. It was a stepping stone to his ultimate goal, and he felt ready to take on the challenge. As he trained for the big event, his confidence grew. He could see his future clearly, a life filled with victories, medals, and the fulfillment of his dreams. On the day of the national championships, John felt a mixture of nerves and excitement. The stadium was larger than any he had competed in before, the crowd louder and more vibrant. He focused on the track, blocking out the noise and centering himself. This was his chance to prove himself, to show the world what he was capable of. The race began, and John surged ahead, his strides long and powerful. He felt unstoppable, his body moving with a fluid grace that came from years of training and dedication. As he neared the finish line, he pushed harder, feeling the thrill of victory within his grasp. Crossing the finish line, John raised his arms in triumph. The crowd erupted in applause, and he knew that he had taken a significant step towards his dreams. He looked up at the stands, where his family cheered with pride and joy. This was just the beginning, and John was ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. Little did he know that his greatest challenge was yet to come, one that would test his spirit and resilience in ways he could never have imagined. John was at the peak of his athletic career, full of dreams and determination, when everything came crashing down. It started with a persistent fatigue that he couldn't shake off, no matter how much he rested. His once boundless energy was dwindling, and even simple tasks began to feel like monumental efforts. One day after practice, John collapsed, his vision blurring and his body refusing to move. Alarmed, his coach rushed him to the hospital. John's mind raced with questions and fears as doctors ran a battery of tests. The hours stretched into an agonizing wait, each minute feeling like an eternity. When the doctor finally entered the room, the look on his face was grave. John's heart pounded as he listened to the words that changed his life forever. "John, you have a severe illness," the doctor said, his voice gentle but firm. "It's going to be a tough battle, and you'll need to start treatment immediately." John's world spun. How could this be happening? Just days ago, he was training for the biggest race of his life, and now he was facing an enemy he couldn't outrun. The diagnosis felt like a cruel joke, a twist of fate that seemed impossibly unfair. His family, always his biggest supporters, gathered around him, their faces etched with worry and determination. They promised to stand by him, to fight this battle together. But the road ahead was daunting. The treatment would be grueling, filled with painful procedures and endless hospital visits. John felt his dreams slipping away. The future he had envisioned, the goals he had set, all seemed out of reach. The physical pain was intense, but the emotional toll was even greater. He struggled with feelings of anger, frustration, and despair. Why had this happened to him? What had he done to deserve this? Despite the overwhelming fear, John knew he had to face this challenge head-on. The same determination that drove him on the track would now be his greatest ally. He approached his illness like a race, focusing on each step, each moment, pushing through the pain and exhaustion. His friends and teammates visited often, their encouragement a beacon of hope. They brought stories from the track, updates on the races, and messages of support from the athletic community. John realized he was not alone in this fight. He had an entire team rooting for him. As the days turned into weeks, John's perspective began to shift. He started to see his illness not as the end of his dreams, but as a new kind of race. A race for his life, one that required a different kind of strength and resilience. He drew on the love and support of his family and friends, finding comfort in their unwavering presence. Every small victory, every moment of progress, became a cause for celebration. John learned to appreciate the little things, the moments of laughter, the simple joys that he had once taken for granted. His illness taught him a profound lesson about the fragility of life and the importance of living each day to the fullest. Facing his illness was the hardest challenge John had ever encountered, but it also brought out a depth of courage and determination he didn't know he had. It redefined his understanding of strength and inspired him to keep pushing forward, no matter how tough the journey became. Through it all, John held onto the hope that he would emerge from this battle stronger, with a renewed passion for life. He was determined to fight, not just for himself, but for everyone who believed in him and stood by his side. This was a different kind of race, and John was ready to give it everything he had. John's battle against his illness began with a grueling schedule of treatments. The hospital became his second home, with its sterile walls and the constant hum of medical equipment. The once vibrant athlete found himself confined to a bed, his body weakened by the potent medications designed to save his life. Each treatment session was a test of endurance. The chemotherapy left him feeling nauseous and exhausted, sapping his strength and spirit. The side effects were relentless, robbing him of his appetite and causing his hair to fall out in clumps. Every morning, he faced the mirror and saw a stranger staring back at him, a stark reminder of the fight he was in. Despite the physical toll, John's determination never wavered. He approached each day with the mindset of an athlete preparing for the toughest race of his life. His family and friends were his constant companions, their presence a source of comfort and strength. They sat by his bedside, offering words of encouragement and stories that brought smiles to his face. But the journey was far from easy. There were moments of deep despair, when the pain seemed unbearable and the road to recovery felt impossibly long. John experienced setbacks that tested his resolve. Infections and complications forced him back into the hospital, disrupting his progress and dampening his spirits. One particularly tough day, John lay in his hospital bed, the weight of his illness pressing down on him. He felt a wave of frustration and anger, questioning why he had to endure such suffering. His father, sensing his distress, took his hand and spoke softly. "Son, I know this is hard, but remember, you are a fighter. You've always been strong, and we're all here with you. We believe in you." Those words resonated deeply with John. He realized that his strength didn't just come from within. It was also fueled by the love and support of those around him. His friends organized fundraisers and sent messages of hope. His teammates dedicated their races to him, and his community rallied behind him in ways he had never imagined. Determined to stay active in whatever way he could, John began doing light exercises in his hospital room. He followed a routine of stretches and small movements, fighting to keep his body strong despite the toll of the treatments. It was a small step, but it gave him a sense of control and a goal to work towards. One day, as he was pushing through a particularly tough exercise session, a nurse entered the room with a smile. "John, there's someone here to see you," she said. In walked his coach, holding a framed photo of their team. "We're all rooting for you," the coach said, placing the photo on John's bedside table. "We can't wait to see you back on the track." Tears filled John's eyes as he looked at the photo. It was a reminder of his dreams, of the life he was fighting to reclaim. He thanked his coach, feeling a renewed sense of purpose. He wasn't just fighting for himself. He was fighting for everyone who believed in him. As the weeks turned into months, John's condition began to improve. The treatments, though brutal, were working. He slowly regained his strength, his body starting to recover from the ravages of the illness. Each small victory, a day without nausea, a walk down the hospital corridor, was a testament to his resilience. There were still challenges ahead, but John faced them with a newfound sense of hope. He had learned to appreciate the small moments of joy, the laughter shared with friends, and the quiet strength of his family's support. The setbacks had taught him patience, and the progress, no matter how slow, gave him hope. John's battle was far from over, but he had already come so far. He knew that with each step, he was closer to reclaiming his life and his dreams. The fight had changed him, making him stronger and more determined than ever. He was ready to face whatever came next, with the unwavering belief that he would emerge victorious. Throughout John's harrowing journey, the unwavering support of his family and friends became his lifeline. The bonds he had always cherished now proved to be his greatest source of strength, providing him with the courage to face each new day. John's parents were his constant companions. His mother, with her gentle touch and soothing words, was always by his side. She spent countless hours at his bedside, reading his favorite books and bringing him home-cooked meals to tempt his fading appetite. Her presence was a comforting reminder of the normalcy he longed to return to. His father, ever the pillar of strength, took on the role of John's personal coach in this new and challenging race. He kept detailed notes of John's treatments, tracked his progress, and made sure the doctors were aware of every change in his condition. Whenever John felt overwhelmed, his father was there, offering a hand to hold and a shoulder to lean on. John's siblings also rallied around him, each finding their own way to support their brother. His younger sister decorated his hospital room with colorful drawings and cards, turning the sterile environment into a space filled with love and hope. His older brother, who had always been his role model, shared stories of his own challenges and triumphs, reminding John that he was not alone in his fight. Friends from school and the track team visited regularly, bringing laughter and light into the hospital room. They shared updates on races and training sessions, keeping John connected to the world he loved. Their visits were filled with jokes, games, and heartfelt conversations, providing much-needed distraction from the harsh realities of his illness. One particularly memorable day, John's best friend, Mike, organized a surprise visit from the entire track team. They arrived with banners, balloons, and a homemade trophy inscribed with the words "Champion of Courage." The gesture brought tears to John's eyes and filled his heart with gratitude. It was a powerful reminder that his battle was not just his own. He had a whole team fighting alongside him. The community also played a significant role in John's journey. Neighbors organized fundraisers and sent care packages, each gesture a testament to the collective strength and compassion of the people around him. Local businesses displayed posters of support, and John's story was shared widely, inspiring others to come forward with their own messages of hope and encouragement. As the weeks turned into months, the support from his family and friends never wavered. They celebrated each milestone, no matter how small, with cheers and hugs. Every moment of progress was a victory shared by all, a testament to the unbreakable bonds that held them together. John's battle with illness taught him the true meaning of resilience and the extraordinary power of love and friendship. The support he received was not just a comfort, it was a driving force that fueled his determination to keep fighting. Through their unwavering belief in him, John found the strength to believe in himself. One evening, as John lay in his hospital bed, surrounded by his family and friends, he felt a profound sense of gratitude. "I couldn't have done this without all of you," he said, his voice filled with emotion. "You've given me the strength to keep going, even when things seemed impossible." His mother smiled, tears glistening in her eyes. "We're all in this together, John. You're not alone, and you never will be." In that moment, John realized that the true measure of his strength came from the love and support of those around him. Their unwavering presence had carried him through the darkest days, and their belief in his ability to overcome had become his guiding light. As he looked around the room at the faces of his loved ones, John knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, he would face them with courage and hope. The bonds of family and friendship were unbreakable, and together, they would conquer anything that came their way. After months of grueling treatments, setbacks, and unwavering support from his loved ones, John finally began to see the light at the end of the tunnel. The day came when his doctor delivered the news they had all been hoping for. John's illness was in remission. It was a moment of overwhelming relief and joy, one that marked the beginning of a new chapter in his life. John's journey back to health was not just a return to his old self, but a transformation into someone even stronger and more determined. The battle he had fought had reshaped his perspective on life, instilling in him a profound sense of gratitude and a renewed passion for living. The first time he stepped back onto the track, the sun shining brightly overhead, John felt a surge of emotion. Every step he took was a testament to his resilience and the unbreakable bonds that had carried him through his darkest days. His legs were still weak, his body not yet fully recovered, but his spirit was stronger than ever. With each passing day, John pushed himself a little further, reclaiming his strength and endurance. The track team welcomed him back with open arms, their cheers and encouragement fueling his determination. Training sessions were filled with moments of triumph and laughter, the camaraderie of his teammates a constant source of motivation. John's coach, who had seen him through both victories and struggles, stood by his side, offering guidance and support. "You've come a long way, John," he said one day, his voice filled with pride. "Remember, it's not just about winning races. It's about the journey, the effort, and the courage to keep going, no matter what." As John's physical strength returned, so did his dreams. He set new goals, driven by a deeper understanding of what it meant to persevere. The national championships were still in his sights, but now they represented more than just personal achievement. They symbolized the power of resilience and the triumph of the human spirit. Off the track, John's relationships with his family and friends grew even stronger. Challenges they had faced together had forged bonds that were unbreakable. They celebrated his milestones, big and small, rejoicing in his progress and the renewed hope that filled their lives. One evening, as John and his family gathered for dinner, his mother looked at him with tears of joy in her eyes. "We are so proud of you, John. You've shown us all what it means to be truly brave." John smiled, his heart swelling with gratitude. "I couldn't have done it without all of you. Your support gave me the strength to keep fighting." In the months that followed, John continued to inspire those around him. He shared his story with other young athletes, offering words of encouragement and hope. He became a beacon of resilience, proving that even in the face of the greatest challenges, it was possible to emerge stronger and more determined. John's journey was a testament to the power of love, support, and unwavering faith. It had transformed him in ways he never could have imagined, giving him a new lease on life and a renewed sense of purpose. The lessons he had learned about courage, perseverance, and the importance of community would stay with him forever. As he stood at the starting line of his first race back, the stadium buzzing with anticipation, John took a deep breath and smiled. He was ready to run, to compete, and to embrace the future with open arms. The whistle blew, and he launched himself forward, his heart filled with a renewed passion for living. This was more than just a race. It was a celebration of life, a testament to the strength of the human spirit, and a reminder that, no matter the obstacles, there was always hope for a brighter tomorrow. John had emerged from his battle stronger and renewed, ready to take on whatever challenges lay ahead, with the unshakable belief that anything was possible.